Psychology suggests that people who have very few, or even no, friends are often judged unfairly. It does not mean they are broken, socially awkward, or somehow flawed. In many cases, the reality is much more complex. For some individuals, socializing feels far more draining, emotionally demanding, and mentally overwhelming than most people ever realize. If you've spent years faking it difficult to build lasting friendships, it does not automatically mean something is wrong with you. There are genuine psychological reasons behind it, and they run much deeper than most people think. 1. You have little patience for fake people. Take a moment to think about it. How many conversations have you sat through with a forced smile, quietly counting the seconds until they were over? People who struggle to make friends often have a remarkable ability to notice when someone is being insincere. Fake kindness, gossip, manipulation, or people putting on a false image rarely go unnoticed. Studies suggest that as self-awareness grows, people naturally become less tolerant of superficial or dishonest behavior. Instead of wasting energy pretending to enjoy meaningless interactions, you'd rather spend time by yourself. Many social groups are filled with people who act friendly in person, but criticize others the moment they leave. Your mind quickly notices hidden motives, subtle manipulation, and dishonesty. That is one reason your social circle remains small. It is not because you dislike people, it is because you choose to protect your peace of mind and emotional well-being. You've probably met classmates, coworkers, or acquaintances who seem pleasant at first, but leave you feeling mentally exhausted afterward. To you, genuine authenticity is essential. If someone cannot be real with you, you'd rather keep your distance than force a connection that doesn't feel honest. 2. You long for meaningful conversations, not small talk. Have you ever stood in a crowded room, yet still felt completely alone? That feeling often comes from the fact that surface-level conversations simply do not satisfy you. Your mind is naturally drawn toward deeper discussions. Ideas, emotions, personal growth, dreams, and the bigger questions about life. Casual small talk rarely holds your attention because you crave conversations with real substance. You are not searching for people just to avoid being alone. You are searching for people who make you feel understood, people who feel safe, familiar, and genuine. Until you find those connections, silence often feels more comforting than pretending to fit in. Watching others form friendships so effortlessly can sometimes be frustrating. While they seem to bond over simple conversations, you struggle to feel the same connection. But this is not because you lack social skills or motivation. It is because your mind naturally looks for depth, and truly meaningful relationships are much harder. You replay social moments in your mind. Have you ever caught yourself thinking about a conversation long after it ended? Maybe hours later, or even days later, you are still wondering if you said the right thing. People who find it difficult to build friendships often have highly analytical minds. They naturally review what they said, how the other person reacted, and whether they made a good impression. Psychology suggests that people with strong self-awareness can become extremely alert during social situations. Rather than simply enjoying the moment, your brain is constantly observing every tone of voice, facial expression, pause, and body movement. That nonstop analysis makes even simple conversations feel mentally exhausting. It is not that you do not want friends, your mind simply refuses to switch off, making every interaction feel far more demanding than it appears to others. 4. You often feel like people will never truly understand you. Many people who struggle with friendships have carried the feeling of being different for most of their lives. Maybe your sense of humor is unusual, your interests are uncommon, or the way you think simply does not match the people around you. Psychologists sometimes describe this as social incongruence, when your personality does not naturally fit into your surrounding environment. Because of that mismatch, you often choose distance instead of disappointment. It is not because you dislike socializing. It is because you have rarely experienced the feeling of being genuinely understood. After enough experiences of feeling out of place, protecting yourself begins to feel safer than constantly trying to fit in. 5. Your independence is one of your greatest strengths. Many people confuse independence with loneliness, but the two are not the same. Over time, you have learned how to enjoy your own company, solve problems without relying on others, and find peace within your own thoughts. Psychology refers to this as having low social dependency. Instead of depending on constant attention, approval, or validation, you draw confidence from within yourself. That does not make you distant or uncaring. It simply means you know your worth without needing everyone else's approval. Rather than surrounding yourself with the wrong people just to avoid being alone, you would rather wait until the right people enter your life. That is why your circle may be small, but it is built on quality instead of quantity. 6. Past experiences have made you more careful. Think about the times you have been disappointed by people. Maybe you were excluded as a child, betrayed by someone you trusted, or repeatedly made to feel unimportant by those around you. Experiences like these leave emotional marks that are not always visible. Once your trust has been broken, your brain naturally becomes more protective. Instead of opening up immediately, you take your time. You observe, stay cautious, and allow people to earn their place in your life. This does not mean your heart is closed. It simply means you have learned that trust is valuable, and not everyone deserves immediate access to your world. Your high standards are not a weakness, they are the result of experience. 7. Socializing drains your energy more quickly than it does for most people. Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling mentally exhausted, even though everyone else seemed perfectly fine? If so, you're not imagining it. For some people, the brain processes social situations much more intensely. Every tone of voice, facial expression, body movement, and emotional cue demands attention all at once. While extroverts often leave social gatherings feeling energized, your mental battery tends to run out much sooner. That is why spending time alone is not about avoiding people. It is how you recharge. Solitude is not a luxury for you. It is something your mind genuinely needs to function at its best. 8. Fear of being judged keeps you from opening up. Deep down, you want people to see you as confident, interesting, and easy to like. But sometimes, the pressure to say the right thing or make the perfect impression becomes overwhelming. Instead of feeling relaxed, you become overly cautious and hold yourself back. Psychologists recognize fear of negative evaluation as one of the biggest reasons people struggle socially. It is often not the connection itself that feels scary. It is the possibility of rejection, embarrassment, or exposing the parts of yourself that feel most vulnerable. That fear is completely human. In fact, many of the most caring and dependable friends know exactly what it feels like to protect themselves after being hurt. 9. Your inner world is richer than most people realize. When you look at all these traits together, your tendency to overthink, your emotional sensitivity, your desire for deeper conversations, and your strong sense of independence, they may seem like obstacles to making friends, but they also reveal something valuable. You experience life on a deeper level than many people do. You notice the little things others overlook. You reflect more, feel emotions more intensely, and spend more time understanding the world around you. Because of that, your friendships may not happen often. But when they do, they tend to be genuine, meaningful, and built to last. Having a hard time making friends does not mean there is something wrong with you. More often, it means your mind approaches relationships differently, with greater awareness, emotional depth, and sensitivity than most people expect. You do not just think deeply, you connect deeply. You do not simply value company, you value authenticity. And people like that rarely build strong friendships overnight. But when they finally find those rare connections, they often create relationships that last for years, sometimes even a lifetime. Ironically, the people who struggle the most to find true friends often become the kind of friend everyone wishes they had. If you enjoy exploring the psychology behind human behavior and want to better understand yourself and the people around you, make sure to subscribe.